Hello, everyone. Welcome to our next unit on guitar. For this unit, we're going to be covering two songs out of our book, 10 Little Indians on page 22, and then Spy to Spy also on page 22. Now, we reach a new milestone in guitar this week. So far, everything that we've played has been using downstrokes, right? So strumming from the top of the guitar this way down to the bottom of the guitar. Now we're going to add an upstroke, right? So we have down and upstrokes. Now, the only reason we haven't used upstrokes up to this point is because we haven't needed them, right? Typically, we use upstrokes to do some kind of an offbeat. And in this case, the very basic way is just to think of eighth notes. So as you can tell, if you're looking at it, most of the songs in this book or on this page, they have eighth notes now, right? So on the beat, if your beat occurs, so when we say on the beat, we're talking about on a number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? That's when we're going to use a downstroke, right? So if I was just playing four quarter notes, we'd play it like this. But if I subdivide those four quarter notes and add eighth notes after each one, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 ands, on all of the ands, I'm going to put the upstroke. So right? So on the upstrokes, or anytime we have an eighth note at this point, as long as it doesn't occur on the main beat, is when we're going to play an upstroke. So if you take a look at 10 Little Indians, you can see that all of the quarter notes throughout the whole song, or at least the first two measures, because they stop using the notation after that, but they have this little box shape above the quarter notes. That means we're playing a downstroke, right? And it happens on every note that occurs on the beat. So in measure one, we're playing a downstroke on the first C, the second C, right, that first eighth note, the third beat C, and then the fourth beat C, that next eighth note. The V symbol means that we're playing an upstroke. So we see the first one of those on the second eighth note in the measure and on the very last eighth note. So if I were playing that, and I'll go slow just so you can kind of watch my hand too, right? So C, down, down, up, down, down, up, right? So anytime we play a note that's off the beat, just to reiterate one more time, is when we're going to play an upstroke. Right, so here's 10 Little Indians. And notice in that second measure it says ETC or etc. That means you're going to continue the same strumming pattern through the rest of the song. So anytime you see an eighth note that occurs on an offbeat, so not on a number, is when you're going to add the strumming. So feel free to, I'll do this song two times. So do it one time at speed and then one time a little slower, just so you can watch my hand motion. So here it is at speed. All right, and a little slower, just so you can kind of watch, if you want to watch my hand, what it's doing. Be careful, like measure four, right? So measure four has a downstroke, down, up, and then down, down, because those two last quarter notes both occur on the beat. So just be aware of that. And there's a few other measures that are a little different. So just make sure you know what's occurring on the beat and when to strum appropriately. So here we go. 10 Little Indians, a little slower. All right, so hopefully that was helpful. And feel free, if you want to run the video or play it at a slower speed, run it through something that'll allow you to do that. By all means, do it, just so you can get used to the strokes. Yeah, all right, so the next song is Spy to Spy. I'll do the same thing here. I'll do it at speed the first time, and then the second time I'll play a little bit slower so you can see the strokes. Now, most of this is just consistent down, up, down, up, down, up, because we have steady eighth notes. You just have to be careful in measure four, which has two half notes, so both of those are downstrokes, and then measure eight, which has quarter, quarter, half, and those are all downstrokes also. Okay, so Spy to Spy. And it sounds complicated and it might look complicated, but once you get the motion, it's pretty simple and it'll flow. And I think you'll find that too. I'm not just saying that. Typically, students find that pretty quickly. All right, so a little bit slower, down, up the whole way through, right? All right, spot to spot. I hope you have a lot of fun with these. I think both songs flow really well, and that you'll enjoy playing them once you work on them some. Make sure to always go slow first and work up to an appropriate tempo. So have fun with these, and as always, if you have questions, let me know.